99% of you are designing your portfolios wrong. And I'll prove it to you. In the past few months, I have shared frameworks, breakdowns, and tutorials on how to design a solid portfolio in 2025. But almost every portfolio I see looks exactly the same. Static grids and templated case studies. I get a lot of questions where people ask me, how can I make my portfolio stand out? I often reply, get your fundamentals right and your portfolio will already start standing out without having to do anything fancy. Which is true, by the way, because most of the portfolios I see have fundamental problems in them. But what if your case studies are already great and now it's the time when you want to bring some fancy stuff in your portfolio? Something unique, something creative, a living, walking example of your out-of-the-box thinking, which also reflects your own personality. That's exactly what I'm going to teach you today. And we will do most of these things using AI so that the fancy stuff that we're talking about today not only serves as an eye candy, but also shows your expertise and level of comfort using AI. So today, I'm going to completely reimagine the About Me section of your portfolio. Most of the About Me sections looks something like this. A couple of pictures, a few lines of English text about you. That's about it. What we are going to make today is an About Me section that talks to you quite literally, and that too in your own language. And I'll show you exactly how to make it. Powered by AKOOL Avatar, I will build the prototype of an About Me section where my AI clone will speak about me in a question-answer format. For the sake of this demonstration, I'll be using some predefined questions, the answers of which will form the About Me section eventually. Although I'm using an example of a UX design portfolio, this isn't just for designers. This is equally valuable for creators, founders, freelancers, anyone who wants to present themselves online with an edge of personality as they themselves would be on the heart and the soul of the website. And I genuinely believe this is where portfolios are headed. Interactive, personalized, and above all, AI powered. So in this video, we will build it together step by step. Let's get started. Alright, first things first, we will look into the About Me section of my own website. So this is how it looks. Pretty simple, functional. It has a few pictures of mine and my family and some amount of text. So our aim is to drive everything using my AI clone, my avatar. So it should feel like, I'm on a video call and then all the questions that people are asking me, I would answer it. My avatar is going to answer by speaking back to the viewers of the website. Of course, these are not going to be dynamic questions that, you press a button, you ask a question and you directly do that. Of course, you could do that as well, but that needs some API integration and stuff into your website, which we are not going to demonstrate today, but we will see what are the static questions because this is not a Q&A section. This is an about section that we are talking about. And it talks about me, what I do, what I like to do, what my principles are, and so on and so forth. So we will have to condense all this information into 3 or 4 questions so that when people click on this question, my avatar speaks back to me. Okay, so this is the present about section. Now, I made a small design on Figma, and I'm not going to show you how I made that design because it's pretty simple. I'm going to show it to you what I did. So this was the first thing that came to my mind, a very functional way of doing it. Right, as the About Me section, and I broke it down into some 4 questions. Tell me about yourself, what is a good design for you, and what is your leadership principle, give me one design advice, and so on, right? The stuff that people who are seeing my portfolio might want to hear from me. Of course, the last one is an advice. It is very specific to me since I'm into content creation and people reach out to me for advice. For you, that will not be a relevant one, but yeah, tell me about yourself, what's your, design principle and stuff like that. Could come out here. And I also have a language slider, meaning you pick a question and you can choose the language in which you want to listen to it because that's a functionality we can and we will build today. Okay. All right. So this is how it is. This is what I began with. But then I realized that, hey, the whole point of doing this is to make it look and feel a little different. Of course, this is a novel and unique idea. But what if we also make it look a little different, right? So I thought, let's bring in some drama. If you're saying that I want to make it look like someone's on a video call with me, let us do that. So I again use ChatGPT to generate the image of a designer's desk with a prominent monitor, and I would frame that video inside that monitor. So that's the idea that I had. I did some trial and error with different sort of things, and I finally felt that could be modern, relevant, and nice at the same time. So this is what I did. So I went to ChatGPT. I'll show you what I've already done. So I started with this prompt, a very simple one: a designer's desk at night with a monitor prominently shown, neon lights around. And it generated this one. This looked pretty good to me. Of course, I needed something which is bang on front view. So I said, make it perfect front view. It made this. And then I said, okay, add a backlight behind the monitor because, otherwise it was just blending with the darkness. So it added some backlight. And then, I was also browsing different things around and I found this image online. Okay. Now the credit of this image goes to whoever has shot or prepared this one, but this was not in the right aspect ratio. But I wanted this composition, but in this style. So I did exactly this, use this as image as visual reference and, prepare this. So it prepared this image, which I felt is pretty good for what I wanted. I would just overlap my video out here. And then I brought that to Figma and made something like this. Okay. So here, the header, this is the header of my existing website, which I already have. It as About Me, Photos, and One-on-One Mentorship. About Me section, I made it center aligned. I put the image behind as a background. And in this place where, we have the monitor, I put a snippet of my video. Of course, right now it's a static image that you see inside Figma, but eventually this is going to be videos or different videos corresponding to what question people ask. And of course, there's a small drop down for the language selection as well, right? And these are the 4 questions that I have picked up. And for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to pick up this one. Give me one design advice. Okay, so this is the screen, pretty simple. I don't have to tell you how I did this. If you look at it, almost everything is AI generated, right? If I just get away with the video and the image, this is literally the thing that I designed on Figma. Of course, this is also there. These are the things that I designed manually on Figma, and everything else was generated by AI, including the video and the background, as you see. So yes, I've also tried to use the liquid glass feature, which is pretty new on Figma. I thought, why not? This is a demonstration. So here it is. Of course, this has got a few other screens as well, which is like what happens when you click on a few things. What happens when you click on the language switcher, right? A menu like this opens up and you can pick language like Hindi, Spanish, Tamil, Kannada. These were the 4 or 5 languages that I'm going to demonstrate. So yes, you're going to see me speaking in Hindi, Spanish, Tamil, and Kannada. Of course, not me, my avatar, even though I do not speak some of these languages fluently, but my avatar is going to do that because that's what AI will do. And of course, these questions and yeah, this is when you select the language, and this is when an answer is playing. Suppose I click on this question and it plays. This play button kind of changes to pause and it shows a progress bar on the button itself. Of course, this is not a YouTube as such. The answers wouldn't be like very long that I would want to keep going back and front. These are going to be shorter answers, right? This is just about interaction and not that someone will keep rewinding and watching me again and again. So that's how this design is. I'm going to share this design as a community file so that you can take it as a reference if you want to. Now let us go and do the main thing, which is generating these videos. Okay, so for this, I'm going to use this tool called AKOOL. Of course, here you see I've already tried them out. These are some of the videos which it's generated. But before you generate, you need to set it up. Of course, first and foremost, you need to set up an account. You can create a free account and you get 100 credits. Of course, I have a paid account here, but you see that I have used around 84 credits. I had 600 credits to begin with, and now I have 516 credits. Of course, this part was recorded after all these things was already shot. So 84 credits were consumed for all the things that you would see in the prototype or the concept that we are going to build today, right? So the way you start building an avatar or an AI clone is you go to this thing. See, it can do a lot of things. You can create a streaming avatar where it is, you're live streaming with your avatar and, you're not present in front of it. You can create avatar video translation. That's a feature which we are going to use today. Talking avatar, face swap, and a whole lot of things. I would highly recommend you go check this out. It's a fun tool you can play around with. But what I did here is, what we want to do here is go to avatar. So click on avatar and you see I already have my avatar here. So to create a new avatar, you click on this plus button and there are 4 different kinds of avatar that you have. Of course, all of them at various levels of quality and precision. But for our case, I think this instant avatar works perfectly fine, which is, our fastest model that can generate an avatar between 1 to 60 minutes for you to quick try, right? So click on create an avatar, and it gives you video instructions as to how to do it. I mean, even if you don't watch this video, it is pretty straightforward, but I recommend you go check it out. And it also talks about the video content requirements, meaning the max and the minimum resolution, or you shouldn't be obstructing your face or upper body, because the the model is going to learn based on the video that you upload. You can also record yourself using the webcam, but some of these things you should take care of. You should have enough lighting, and it should not be more than one face and so on. So just go ahead and click next step, because these are just instructions. And now you have two options. You can either record, right? You can click on record to submit, then your webcam gets activated and you speak something in front of the camera. It's going to probably tell you what it wants you to speak, and then you have it ready. Or you choose a video to upload. I did the latter. That is, I uploaded a video, which is nothing but, one of my YouTube videos. It's a pretty short video. I think 3-minute video is what I had uploaded. It needs 60 seconds to 180 seconds. So a 180-second clip is what I uploaded. You can speak anything, whatever you want in that video. It learns how you move your hands, how you express, and all of them using that. So when you click and upload, there's the short verification process where it needs you to say something live, so that the tool ensures that it is you who's creating your own clone and not somebody else's, because this can also be used to do a lot of things. If I create somebody else's clone, I can make that clone say anything. So that's not right. So that's why it's a part of their security. They'll ask you to record one live, so that it knows that the video that you have uploaded, the clone you're trying to create, and the person who's doing it is the one and the same, right? So once you do that, you have your avatar created. For me, it took very less time. I think less than 10 minutes is what it took, and my avatar was created. And I can click on it and get a preview, right? I can, it can say something. And I can either go streaming, that is, if you're live streaming and say I'm not dressed up well and I'm not in the right environment, so I can continue talking, but it'll feel like this avatar is talking. So that's what streaming does. But we will create an avatar video here, right? So that's what we are going to do today. So let's click on this and click create an avatar video. But before that, there's also one thing that we need to see, which is this, right? I'm going to do it for this question. So make sure you have the answers to these questions written down, or whatever you feel are relevant questions for you. You can take the help of other AI tools like ChatGPT to figure out what could be the answers for these. For me, it is give me one design advice. And the advice that I usually give to everyone is start looking at the world like a designer. I think some of you know if you watch my videos. So I've written an answer for that. I have copied. Now what I need to do is I need to go to AKOOL and create an avatar video. Now in this avatar video, since I have only one avatar created, it gets auto-selected, and this is the preview panel, and this is where I type my script. So I can just go ahead and paste my script here and quickly go ahead and click generate. It will take some time, and after that what happens is really magical, because you will see this avatar, that is me, speaking exactly the script that I have pasted here. Of course, it is not me. I could have done the shooting because I have access to camera, so I could have pretty much shot this since this is in English. But like I said, I wanted to use AI as much as possible in this one, so why not make it do if the tool can already do it? Okay, so I'll speed this up a bit, and after you're done, you will see the English video that I have made, which is something like this. I'll show the preview of you. Start looking at the world like a designer. Next time you see anything, a cool app, a stylish website, or even something simple like a water bottle, don't just glance at it. So I think that is pretty good. That looks pretty good. It does look like me. It does sound like me. It got my voice right as well. Now we are going to go and translate this video to a couple of more languages, because I have viewers from many different parts of India and also different parts of the world. But as a part of this demonstration, I'll show you a couple of languages because it's really fun. It's really fun. So I'm going to go to video translation, and here I'll have to upload a video. That is the video that you are going to translate. In my case, it is the same AI video that AKOOL just created, which is, the English script part. So I'm going to upload that video here, and then I'm going to pick a language. here. So the tool is analyzing my video. There's an option for proofreading, that is, if I want to personalize something, but I trust the tool, so I'm just going to go and click on create translation. And once I do, there are a few things that you can pick, which is the source language. What is the source language? You can keep it auto detect, and AKOOL is going to pick up what the language is, or you can simply go and tell it that, hey, I'm speaking English. I just go and do it. And the target language, this is what you pick. Okay, so here you would see in this drop down, it's a pretty long drop down, and there are two kinds of voices, that is, or rather two kinds of languages within the tool. One is languages with voice clone, meaning the clone that I created, my AI clone, for these languages, it can pick up my voice, meaning if I pick Arabic, Bulgarian, or even Chinese and all these languages, it will feel like I am speaking that. But there are also some languages which doesn't have that support yet. For example, this says languages with AI voice. There's Africans, Arabic, or from different countries, and Bangla from Bangladesh, Bengali from India, and a few other languages. If I pick these languages, it wouldn't be my voice that will speak in the video, but somebody else's voice. I know that's not as good. I'm going to show you both how to do today. So we selected Hindi, and speaker voice is voice clone. That is the voice clone that we already have. I'll just click on confirm. It is auto selected. Studio voice, it's a part of a higher client which I don't have. Number of speakers, I can set it to 1, or it can even auto detect. And lip sync, of course, turn it on, because when you turn on the lip sync on, whatever language it is speaking in, the lip is going to sync, as you know. And then these are just keep the default settings and click on translate. And within some time, it is going to translate this video to Hindi. Let's see how it does it.
दुनिया को डिजाइनर की नजर से देखना शुरू करें. अगली बार कुछ भी कूल ऐप, स्टाइलिश वेबसाइट या साधारण बोतल देखें, ध्यान दें. बस इसे झलक ना देखें. अपने आप से सवाल पूछना शुरू करें जैसे.
All right, our video is ready, and here's how it sounds. Probably I would maybe speak a few things in a different ways, because, I for a fact can speak Hindi, so I could have recorded it. So when I listen to it, it just feels like, maybe I would pronounce it, or I would have a different expression when seeing that word. But if you look at the translation, it has done a pretty good job, and it has my voice. It is great to translate videos in a language that I cannot speak, which is what I'm going to do right now. So I'm just going to do the same thing once again. I'm going to go to translation, and this time I'm going to pick up a foreign language that I don't speak. Let's pick Spanish. So I'm going to do the same things once again, and I'm going to pick all those options: source language, destination language, number of speakers, lip sync, and I'm going to hit translate. And very soon, we also have our Spanish video ready.
Empieza a ver el mundo como un diseñador, una app genial, un sitio web elegante o incluso una simple botella de agua. No te limites a mirarlo de pasada. Empieza a hacerte preguntas como:
Within no time, I have created not only an English video based on a text that I have written, but also translated it in 2 languages, Hindi and Spanish. One language, of course, I know. The other language, I have no idea at all. So which means if I make this, if someone is visiting my website from Spain or someone who speaks Spanish, they can come and actually understand my About Me section, because even though I don't speak the language, my avatar does, my clone does. Okay, let's quickly go ahead and translate into 2 more Indian languages, because I know for a fact that we have a lot of visitors from Tamil Nadu, and I'm in Karnataka, Kannada for sure. But unfortunately, the tool still doesn't have Kannada in the voice clone voice, meaning I can make my clone speak Kannada, but that is not going to be my voice. I can just pick a male or a female. But for Tamil, it does have a voice clone, so I'm going to pick up my voice and just go ahead and translate it to Tamil and also Kannada. So you see, I can create multiple translations in one go because I have an option of selecting multiple languages here. So once I do that, lip sync, I turn it on. Of course, for Kannada, it wouldn't be my clone, but I'll have to pick, I'll pick the male one, and let's go ahead and hit translate. And we have the translated videos in both Tamil and Kannada as well.
ನಿರ್ದೇಶಕರಂತೆ ಜಗತ್ತನ್ನು ನೋಡಲು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭಿಸಿ. ಮುಂದಿನ ಬಾರಿಗೆ ಆಕರ್ಷಕ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್, ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಬಾಟಲಿಯನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ.
இணையதளம் அல்லது எளிய நீர் பாட்டிலாக பாருங்கள். அதை வெறும் பார்வை விட வேண்டாம். இந்த கேள்விகளை உங்களிடம் கேட்கத் தொடங்குங்கள். இது துல்லியமாக என்ன?
So if you look at it, we have English video, Hindi, Spanish, Tamil and Kannada, which we just made on the fly. And now what I need to do for our concept, for our prototype, is to map the right videos with the right question, with the right language being selected, and we are done. Now, I know that this is a concept that we are talking about, but this concept is not far from reality because you could pick any vibe coding tool and implement this with very simple and few prompts. In fact, that's not something I'm going to show it to you. Please go back and watch my tutorials on vibe coding because I've covered in depth about a lot of those things. Please go ahead and build this if you find this exciting and tell me what do you think about it. How does it feel when you hear yourself speaking a language that you naturally cannot? And how does it feel seeing yourself speak something which you have never spoken? That's the future, and that's how you can uplift the About Me section of your portfolio in a way I'm pretty sure no one has ever imagined, at least so far. So go ahead and try it out. And I will leave the link of this Figma file in the description. And definitely check out all the other tools that you have here in AKOOL. You can also do an API integration so that you can do some of those live stuff that I was talking about. But I felt it might be a little too intense for a tutorial to begin with. And of course, we didn't need a live Q&A. I didn't attempt to make a live Q&A. This was the About Me section, and it works perfectly well.
Start looking at the world like a designer. Next time you see anything, a cool app, a stylish website, or even something simple like a water bottle, बस इसे झलक ना देखें. अपने आप से सवाल पूछना शुरू करें जैसे, ये ठीक क्या है? இதன் உருவாக்கம் யாருக்காக? இது இப்படி சென்றது ஏன்? இந்த வடிவமைப்பை மேம்படுத்த முடியுமா?
So that's how I built a portfolio that can talk, and honestly, it does a better job of introducing me than a static text can ever do. And it's something you can build right now with AKOOL. Check out the link in the description. It's easier than you think. Give it a shot. Make your own version and tag me in your stories and posts when you make it live. I would love to see some of your versions. If you want to know how to plan the best portfolio before even touching a design tool, check out this video and watch this video to know what everyone gets wrong about wireframes. Until then, this is Sapta signing off. Catch you in the next one.